I'm Jenny with Jenny Lane Wreaths. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a very simple yet elegant boxwood Christmas wreath with berries. It's so easy to make, but you will love it. Your friends will love it. It's gorgeous. The materials you will need, which I will also list below, are a boxwood wreath, just plain. I'll put some links below of where you can purchase these. They're available everywhere. You will need some red berries, any size really, but I like this size. I think it goes well with the boxwood. And you will need a bow. You can either purchase a bow or make a bow. And if you don't know how to make this kind of bow, check out my video, how to make a simple one ribbon wreath bow. They're very easy to make. They take about 5 minutes. And you will also need some clippers so that you can break up your berry stems, unless you get small berry picks that will work without clipping. I love these clippers. They will clip even the thickest wire stems. And I will put a link to these also below the video. You also will need either a glue pot or a glue gun to attach the berries to your wreath. This is what a glue skillet looks like, and you can buy glue pellets and heat them up in here, and that way you can just dip your florals into the glue skillet to glue them to your wreath. It makes it a lot easier in some cases. Let's get started. I'm going to switch cameras. The first step we need to do is put our bow on. If you made your bow with me in my video, how to make a simple one ribbon wreath bow, then your bow will look like this, and you will have a wire on the back like this. So we're just gonna open up the 2 pieces of wire and place the bow where we want it on our wreath, okay? Now I'm gonna grab the 2 pieces of wire and bring them around the back, and I'm gonna hold on to both pieces while I flip this over, okay? And I'm gonna pull this wire tight here, as tight as I can, but being careful not to squish the styrofoam because my base has styrofoam here. And I'm gonna twist maybe 6 or 7 times, get it tight enough, and then I sometimes like to use needle nose pliers to make sure it's tight enough. But you have to be careful because you can break the wire. So I usually like to just take it and twist it one extra good time. And then I like to fold over the extra wire so it doesn't poke anyone. There we go, just like that. Turn it back over. And the bow is a little bit squished. So we just go back and fluff it just like we did when we first made it. Just by putting your fingers in the loops and spreading out the wire, okay? It's very easy, it takes just a second. All right, now, when we're finished making the wreath, we're going to put our ribbon tails curled out like this across the wreath. But for now, so we can put our berries on, we're gonna tuck the ends in the middle so they're out of the way. Okay, the next thing we need to do is clip our berry stems. Now, these stems were attached to this larger stem, and I have cut them off using my wire cutters. And then I want to make my berries into smaller clusters so that they will look good on my wreath. So I'm gonna take these and cut them down into smaller clusters. Now, I also don't want this little tail on the end, so I'm gonna cut that off. Then I'm gonna cut my stem where I want it. Probably should have 4 or 5 berries on each cluster. So your clusters will look like that, okay? Now again, this is up to you. If you feel like you want a few more berries or fewer berries, that's okay. Now, the next step is to place your berries around the wreath without gluing them. You don't want to glue them first. You want to get them arranged in a way that looks good to you. So what I do is I place them. I see the wreath as having sort of two sides to it, like 2 halves almost. So I'll want to alternate sides with the berries, kind of going back and forth. Just like this. And I'm gonna go all the way around the wreath. And then I'm gonna stand back and look at it because I always rearrange after I do this the first time. I hardly ever stay with the first berry distribution. There we go. Alternating sides. So one here, here, one here, and one here. All right, now I'm going to stand back and look at this and see what I think. Are they evenly distributed? Do I need more berries? Do I need to move some of them around? And I think I do need to redistribute some of them, and I think I do need a few more. So these look too close to me. Move this one up a little, maybe. There we go. Looks better. And you're just gonna mess with it until it looks good to your eye. That one. There, now see, those look more even. That one looks good. Move this one over a little. Right there. And see, I don't have enough here, so I may come back in and put more. That's better. A little closer in. And just using my eye to see what looks even and what works. Okay, I may put another one up here closer to the bow, towards the top there. So I'm going to try adding a few in some strategic places and see if it looks good. If not, I can always take them off because I'm not gluing yet. Maybe along the outer edges a little bit. There, right there, right there. There. This one fell out, so I'm going to stick it back in over here. Okay. I need something right here. I'm just going to use these little clusters of 3 to fill in some of the spaces where I feel like I need more red. And then readjust if needed. Need one right there. I think that looks good now. Now again, it's up to you. And it's always fairly simple to rearrange them. Once you have them where you want them, then you want to start gluing. I'm going to bring in my glue skillet. Okay, and I'm just going to take them one at a time. I like to start at the top so I don't lose track of which ones I've done. And I'm going to dip this in the glue, just the end of it, and stick it right back where I had it. Might need to hold it for a second to make sure it stays. Next one, and sometimes I like to keep my finger right where I had the berry so I don't forget where I placed it. Okay, and you may have some strings of glue that come across, but they come off very easily. So I'm going to stick my finger here so I know where I had it. Dip my berries in the glue. the end, just the end, and then stick it in there. I'm gonna do this all the way around. Put my finger there. Stick it back in there. Dip the end in the glue. And when you dip in the glue, you want to twirl it around and wipe it off on the edge a little bit so it doesn't drip all the way across the table. Dip your end in. It's very simple, and it makes the absolutely cutest wreath for such a simple process. This wreath has been my best seller so far this year. Keeping my finger there. Dip the end in the glue skillet and then stick it right back in there. It dries very quickly. And the berries stay right in there. Turn it. We're right here now. Just sticking them in one at a time. Sometimes you have to hold them a second for them to stick, depending on where they are on the wreath. And I remove the glue strands if I see any. They just come right off. There's always glue strands. All right, and I had placed one right here. You really don't have to put any on the top since it won't really be visible. But I will put a few just for the sake of it being even. There we go. It looks like some of my boxwood strands have gotten caught under the wire for the bow. You can gently pull those out so that this is not squished down up there. I'm gonna go back and check these now and make sure that none of them are falling out. Make sure they're all secured. They're all perfect. So now you want to take your ribbon out again, and you want to take each tail and take your fingers like this and hold it up here and just kind of curl it around like that. And do the same thing on the other side. Straighten it up a little. There we go. The last step is to hang it on your door. Arrange the bow how you want it. Make sure it's fluffed. And make sure the tails are doing what you want them to do. Perfect. Once you've got it hanging on the door, you want to take one last look at it and make sure that it looks even, that it doesn't need any more berries. Take a look at the bow and fluff it out and get your tails where you want them. And if you want to stick more berries in, you can. If you want to trim the tails on your bow, you can do that too. Make them a little shorter if you want here. I do want to add 2 more berry clusters, so I'm going to do that quickly. Right here. And right here. And there you go. I think it looks perfect, and I hope you enjoyed making that with me. So easy and so cute. Thanks for watching. Please hit like if you enjoyed this video. Also visit my Etsy page for beautiful wreaths and bows that I've made at JennyLaneWreaths.com. Thank you.